Sometimes I feel like my voice doesn't matter, but when we speak our truth and stand up for our beliefs, amazing things can happen. Perhaps, if you're like me, you hold yourself back from speaking up sometimes. So today I thought it would be useful for me to share a recent experience, and together we can explore those fears, why we hesitate, and how we can move past these feelings. So if you grab your journal or just a pen and paper, we'll get started. Reflect on a time when you spoke up about something important to you. How did it feel in the moment and afterwards? What did you learn from the experience? So something amazing has happened over the last few days. I posted a video on LinkedIn, I think it was on Saturday, talking about my experience with the Innovate UK grant funding application, and it turns out I was not the only one to feel like we deserved better in terms of how we've been treated, in terms of how the process works, and fundamentally they went back on their word about how many projects would be funded. So instead of 50 projects being funded, they cut that to just 25, which meant you actually had less than 2% chance of even being selected for one of these awards. It's kind of ironic because the Women in Innovation Fund was put together to try and address some of the barriers that women face when it comes to getting funding to develop their ideas. And I actually feel like it's just made things worse. It honestly is making women feel like they need to be ever more perfect. And if they're not perfect, they're not good enough. And there's so many women that I know and past me who felt that rejection so deeply. I know it made me feel like, why am I even doing this? I'm not good enough. And like made me not want to try applying for these things again, and I don't think that's a good situation to be in. And then on top of that, like the time that it takes to submit one of these proposals is literally weeks of work. So I think nearly 1,500 people applied, and when you do the maths, it's decades and decades and decades of women's time. So I just feel like the whole thing is so off, and it just makes me really sad because we shouldn't be competing in this way. And yes, I know resources are scarce and there has to be a way to make decisions around this, but I just don't think there's enough transparency. So I wasn't sure if I should say any of these things because I am just little old me. But yes, amazing things have happened because lots of women have spoken up, and I guess it's that collective power, isn't it, of not feeling alone, and then it makes you braver to speak up. And it has worked because the women came together, and basically Innovate UK have reversed their decision, so they will be honouring the full 50 places, and they've also said that they will be working towards how to improve for, I guess, future applications. So yeah, I was really doubtful and wasn't sure there was any point me saying anything, but it turns out there was. So I hope that that story inspires you. You might not do crazy business stuff like I do, but maybe there's something in your life that you have been wanting to speak up about but haven't felt brave enough. And if all you do today is write it down in your journal, then that is a huge, massive step forward. So yes, I hope you have a beautiful day. I am off into Aberdeen today. I don't normally leave the house, so super excited. So I'm going to go get organised, and yeah, I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow.